Be ready. The New World Order is coming. Be ready.
Be ready.
Man.
Yeah. What's going on, great people?
What's going on, great people? Hey, so y'all see this side of y'all see that interview that Tucker Carlson did with Alex Jones. And I just want to focus on the part. There's a particular part with the New World Order that he talks about. I see a lot of YouTubers doing like the whole video and stuff like that, but I wanted to focus on this one piece. So let's watch it. Anytime you got Tucker and Alex Jones, oh my God, that's Mr. InfoWars with Mr. Got Canceled.
Excuse me.
Okay, let's get it.
Babe, I don't think you're on my cord.
And it's not because of her race or who she sleeps with. I think the whole point is she's so obviously repulsive that it makes you feel bad about the country to see her.
I mean, that's it. We're at a beautiful ball. It's prom night. Everybody's dressed great. There's wonderful food, big, delicious punch bowl. And then they say, what can we do? Well, just have Brian Stelter go take a dump right in that.
Yeah.
And then he's there laughing at you. They're all there laughing at you to make you feel small, to make you question reality. Why is everything so ugly? I mean, that's why they tell people, hey, you can be homeless anywhere. You can crap on the street, needles,
Gross.
throw your garbage everywhere.
Yep.
Drug dealers can sell you drugs. We're going to give the homeless all this government funding. Liberal groups come in and farm and milk each homeless person.
Yep.
Skim a big cut of the money off the top. It's a crop. But then a cash crop. But then we see that and we think it's all over. There's nothing we can do to demoralize us and make us give up. And even though I'm conscious of this, even though I know this, it's still at a DNA level. I'm like, I got to go to the country. I got to get out of here. I've got to separate myself from this. But then when they release this toxic cultural poisonous gas, they push us out of those areas and they get the main infrastructure
Yes.
to then organize that, cut off the food and supplies to that group they have, and then tell them the reason you're doing bad is not BlackRock and the WF and Bill Gates. It's all those evil people in the countryside. They're all white supremacists and terrorists and racists. Let's go get them. Because the last group they don't control is rural people that are self-sufficient. And so I get going to the countryside, protecting your children. That's the holy grail. The problem is you've got to have 1 foot in each. You got to go back and fight in the city for the infrastructure, for the government. You got to give people hope while also building a backup operation with farming and ranching and self-sufficiency. So that's why the WEF and the UN are coming in Ireland and in areas of Asia and in the Netherlands and saying by 2030, 80% of your cows have got to be dead. And they just banned like 30% this year in the Netherlands. And it didn't matter people were 80% against it in polls. It didn't matter. They sent the military in against the peaceful farmers that were just protesting, just like the peaceful truckers in Canada got brutally attacked. And so they're all WEF globalist alumni that the big banks on record brag. They've penetrated the cabinets, to quote Klaus Schwab. They've put their operatives in to cut off our energy, demoralize us, release the hardened criminals, put the political activists in prison, continue to cut off the resources to make an angrier world. Klaus Schwab says, we're going to make the world collapse. We're going to have everybody turn against each other. We're going to blame the political classes that we own and control. And then when we're done, we'll bring in our new solution. But first, they have to demolish the cultures and societies that we had before with the fentanyl, with the open borders, with the demoralization, and then they bring in their next phase, which is a high-tech, cashless society, robot, drone-controlled nightmare. More than half of the U.S. in their official UN maps that they've had for more than 25 years.
Why? It's just like you said. Remember you said why they're letting all these criminals break them and run them up and not stopping them? Mm-hmm. There you go. It's because let's create this system to let them grow and get by with this so that we can usher in a new system that has highly security. That's where everybody needs to be identified and safety. This is not for a reason, because naturally, if there was no reason behind all this, America would never let where you can allow where criminals could go steal and you're okay.
Exactly.
Some of my first films show half the U.S. off limits to humans. All cars will have to have GPS. Everybody by law will have to have a cell phone at all times. Australia did this last year, tried to push it through. And that's the admitted global UN standardized plan, where you don't leave your house without a cell phone. Every car is robot kill switch, GPS controlled. California is moving to ban all the quote classic cars. Any car that doesn't have a digital ignition. And they admit it's for control. So if people think things are bad now, the straitjacket, the ball and chain is going on. It's all being militarily run. Our military is great men and women, but at the top, our military has been globalist, trained, New World Order people for at least 30, 40 years. They've got almost every general, every person under their control, and that's why it came out in the UK and Europe and also here in Canada. You pull up the headlines, Defense Department purposely scared public into lockdowns, masking, and taking inoculations. UK headline, British Ministry of Defense secretly brainwashed and terrorized public. Canada, same headline. They even let you know, oh, the military is here to do this. And now, oh, the CIA and Justice Department is there to help surveil the public to stop disinformation. And it turned out, of course, almost all that disinformation was true.
Always.
About everything. So we have to understand, our governments have been seized. The big corporations want to get rid of the American idea.
Yep.
Like you got 50 acres and your house and a business and a farm and you can take care of your family and you're independent. They have to destroy all that because the rest of the world aspires to that. Instead, they want 15-minute cities, central bank digital currencies. They want all of these systems that track and trace everything you do in the social credit scores. And the plan for the rest of the public, we're talking 99%, is 250 square foot coffin apartments, 5G bathing you in them, literally eating bug protein. And I told people 10 years ago they're going to push bugs on the public because I read it in their white papers. Now it's already in grocery stores all over the U.S., all over Europe. They're putting the cricket meal into the food, very toxic.
Undisclosed. Yeah.
It's got chitin in it.
Listen.
Yeah, they'll just give it a number.
Listen,
Wait
I have
a
been
minute.
hearing about. You ain't been hearing about that? I've been hearing about the cricket proteins, and then they're trying to put the cricket in the food. They're saying that this is a better, viable, and cheaper source of crickets of protein, and
In
as
what
mostly
food?
for protein, huh?
In what food?
In your tofu.
In
It's
what
gonna
food?
really be food that tastes from a toe. You know what I mean? This is all the big plan what he's talking about. Man, Alex Jones, he hit it on the mountain, man. That's why I love listening to him.
It's got like a code. And you ask again, why would you do that? Because it's all about breaking our will. They don't want people to aspire to open, free societies. Yeah, there's a lot of waste, there's decadence, there's issues, but there's freedom. They want to train us to live on carbon rationing, food rationing,
Yep.
a very dystopic world. You'll own nothing, you'll have nothing, and you'll be happy. Now, these are quotes.
I have to say, I bet there are, I don't know how long into this we are, 30 minutes or something. I bet there are a lot of people watching who are thinking, holy smokes, I can't believe I'm agreeing with Alex Jones. I'm supposed to hate this
Not me.
guy. Like,
I've
where's
been on
the
top.
lie
I've been
in
waiting
what
for a
you said?
minute.
I'm not
Right.
sucking up. I'm sincere. Like, I'm listening to this, and even myself, I'm thinking, I can't believe I'm nodding along to Alex Jones and being like, you're absolutely right. Like, where are you wrong?
Well,
Right.
I just hope people realize that we're all under the gun. So many of these leftists believe that because they go along with this, they're going to be given powerful positions in the system. This is a technocracy. There's almost no managers in this. Almost nobody has power in this system except a very small group of technocrats who happen to be transhumanist. And you said something really astute a few weeks ago in a speech you gave, and you've also talked about on your show, that all of this stems from their fear and denial of death.
So one of the things I find so striking about you, having watched you on and off over the years, and this must be a burden for you personally, but your ability to see people at a deeper level or to see things in them that are not obvious to the rest of us. And I want to give a specific example. So there's a guy called Brian Stelter who had the media show on CNN.
So we're gonna stop it right now.
Okay.
Listen.
So this is kind of
Hold on, wait. I want to show y'all this before I stop. If I move on, man, I'm gonna show y'all this scripture. And I want to show y'all the scripture that.
Well, meanwhile, I can be saying what I gotta say, so I don't lose my train of thought. I was saying, well, what I was thinking was, it reminds me of Behold the Pale Horse, how he lays it all down for you, and this is just pretty much what he's saying is matching up.
Mm-hmm.
This is crazy.
Listen, I'm gonna read y'all from. I'm telling you, man, God has positioned us. He wants us to talk more about Him in these times. Something about us relating to what these end times we're gonna be talking about more. But I'm reading for y'all from Revelations 14, and I'm going to jump down to.
And this is the new. It looks like you got the New Living.
I got New
Translation.
Living, so I can. It's an easier read.
But go to the King James too, and then go back to the New Living Translation. You guys, you can stay.
Yeah. So I'm this Revelations 14:9. I'm gonna read it down before I tell you what's the ending verse. But it says, then a third angel followed them, shouting, anyone who worships the beast and his statue, or who accepts his mark on the forehead or on the hand, must drink the wine of God's anger. It has been poured full strength into God's cup of wrath, and they will be tormented with fire and burning sulfur into the presence of the holy angels and the Lamb. The smoke of their torment will rise forever and ever, and they will have no relief day or night. For they have worshipped the beast and his statue and have accepted the mark of his name. This means that God's holy people must endure persecution patiently, obeying his commands and maintaining their faith in Jesus. So I'm saying that to say, so that was Revelations 14:9 through 12. So I'm just saying that to say is they're going. This is all playing into the end times, and I've told y'all that before. If y'all listen to Alex Jones, years ago they thought the man was a quack, but he's been talking this same talk for years and years. Back when I used to watch him on InfoWars, and he's been saying the same thing, but back then it seemed kooky to the person who doesn't open their mind to see past their life.
Right.
And when I would listen to him then, he would talk about this stuff. He was talking about it just like this, and I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I can see how things could start going that way, but things were nowhere near this kind of stuff.
Right.
And now you look at it, 10 years later, it's completely lining up. It's completely making sense. Look at, I don't know, I keep going back on what you said is when we were talking about all the criminals breaking into places and them allowing them to steal and saying, oh, if it's $900, and you got low-level poverty, stinking mindset people that's going to do that. And that's what people have been doing. Mm-hmm. But you said, no, it's something else behind that, and there's a reason why they're letting them do that, and it is. This all is going to play into security, and it's all going to play into chipping, because if they chip you, they know what you got going on.
Yeah, so you run there and think you're going to swipe out something. They got some identification that's going to be able to read your chip.
As soon as you run through the meter.
Come right and pick you up or whatever. Because they would have seen you come in a certain number of times. Mm-hmm. On my channel, I released a video where there's one guy who is gotten away with hundreds and hundreds and thousands of stuff. And they've seen him come back several times. They locked him up. He's been in jail. He got out. And now he has missed his last 2 court appearances, of course.
And look, you see how they were talking about how California and Colorado, I don't know, it may be, but California specifically is going to be a leader of the new world. They're the leader, because what they'll do is, I see the thing with the cars alone. Like, that's why I'm going to for sure get me 2 or 3 old schools. You feel me? LS Motors, gas. I'm gonna get, because they want to stop that. See, in California, so like in Georgia, just on the side note, in Georgia you can have an old school car. As long as your car is 20-something years old, they don't have to go through missions and stuff. In California, if you got a car that's 20-something years old, they want you to go through a small test. Bro, some of that small stuff ain't gonna work. That car about old as you. So that's some of the stuff California does, so that you can keep paying into the system, and they try to deter you. And that's how California wants to do. As soon they're gonna make it when you go into the grocery store, you just scan with your palm. All the new agey stuff that seemed like a joke 10 years, 15 years ago is coming into reality. I already got it up north where they got these stores that you can walk in, scan your palm. They're trying to make it where everybody's forced to get electric cars, because not only do the Biden administration, these people get this massive financial kickback that will lead them financially straight for generations. This plays into what God talks about when they have full control. They have full control over you, and what happens when you get to full control over somebody in the end? In the end, you take control of the person. You take control of everything around them, and then eventually you have control over them.
That's right.
And you get down to the point where you suppress people so much that you working all day just for a plate of food. This is what God talks about, because y'all got to think, in God's eye, this is already finished and done with. He's already come back. He's already dealt with the world. We just haven't caught up to that. God creates things in the end, in a finished stage first. He's already been through this. He already knows what's going to happen before you do it.
Yeah.
And free will ain't free will. It's illusionary because God everything has already happened according to God.
Well, I mean, it's already been out here late. I gotta tap into Alex Jones. He's not somebody that I've, listened to like intentionally. By way of other things, reads, but like really tapping in like I have in other areas when it came to Behold the Pale Horse, checking out some of the zeitgeist, some of the other documentaries from our guy who did the September 11th. What's his name?
I know it's gonna come up.
Yeah, but he's got a lot of great documentaries about things on that level. So now I need to really tap into him a little bit more. But it just goes back to the Behold. If you read the Behold the Pale Horse, it sums it up. I mean, it's gonna put you be in alignment with what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, what's the preparation for people who need to get prepared? Because everything he was saying about if you're self-sufficient, food, water, education, all those types of things, you can pretty much be set up in your own spot, in your own compound.
Correct.
But how many of your average people, your average human is gonna be
first of all
regular Joe Blow?
How many people are going to listen to people? So this should be a message for people who believe in God. For people who don't believe in God, then I understand why you would be 100 completely fearful because you don't know what to expect.
Or not even fearful. They just may be in disbelief and think you kind of cuckoo crazy.
But the people that believe, you believe in God, you believe in the Bible, it's already written what's going to happen. So you shouldn't be surprised about it. But it's what it is. It's amazing to see that this was said then and this is what's coming to fruition.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, baby. Leading the water.
Wow. So I think, we should continue to do our homework, our due diligence, get direction and guidance, but also continue to prepare for your future.
Yeah.
Being smart. So guys, subscribe to the channel. Check out, and you should see a link right here that is going to share with you our new merch. Oh my gosh, so excited. One of the lines is called Never Stop Praying, and the other line is called God Assigned Soldiers. So excited about this. Go.
We call it the gas line.
That's right. Go
gas line.
and check them out. The link is also going to be in the description. And if you have now started your own channel, you should be. If you have gifts, talents, we all have those things. God's given us our own special gift to be able to share with the world.
Yep.
Some of you asked us about it. Also, check in the description below about our ebook. Y'all, you are missing out. Appreciate you guys. We love you, and we'll see you in the next video.